in his time. And I tell you, it gives me great privilege and a great honour that today we have a living legend to come here and unveil our statue in the name of Mícheál Ó Muircheartaigh.
Ahir, a bhráthir, a chathaoirligh na múl agus chathaoirligh an chláir. Sé dónal ó línsig, a thug cuireadh dós in tachtan seo inniu. Tá sé chomhdháil le Cusack Ennis. So go raibh míle maith agaibh, tá an Mícheál Cusack céirí agus tá lándaí ón clár an seo ach Lacham leis mar an óir anna bhór go tugad cuireadh tacht an seo inniu. Now looking underneath the curtain earlier on, I read that he was born in 1847. The visa go mé on star. A lot of great people came before him and came after him. Strangely, 1847 was the year that Daniel O'Connell died. And possibly they'd be the two people that most often would be remembered and spoken about. Donal O'Connell in the political field, no violence nor audition glare. Michael Cusack no Mícheál Cusack mar a bhíarní stéanaí far less smuinte. Another thing happened, whether it was a coincidence or not, shortly before 1847. One of the strangest acts of British Parliament ever passed was the one that was passed in 1365 by King Edward II. And it said, henceforth it shall be illegal for any group of people to come together for the purpose of organising sport. Imagine that. They'd be breaking the law. They'd be before the courts. If they came together, all those meetings the committee had about this statue behind me here, they wouldn't have survived the first meeting if they were there between 1846 and 1365. It was abolished in that year. So for the first time in 500 years, a group of people could come together for the purpose of organising football match, hurling match, any type. The Act didn't mean that people couldn't play sports, but they couldn't be organised. There were no championships. They couldn't own any field or anything like that. So, Divisha Ime. And little by little, when the woes of the famine were fading a little bit, couldn't fade forever and never will, different groups of people started to come together to form associations or unions or anything they'd like to call it, for the purpose of organising rugby. Rugby came very early in other sports, but Michael Cusack began to think immediately, shouldn't there be an association or a common of people with the purpose of preserving and developing Irish games? Honnigan Smuin of Wickfay. Like any serious thinker, when you get an idea, when serious people get an idea, they don't keep it to themselves, they present it to people and get people to support it. Shinnan Rodi Yenshe. That's why for that first meeting, isn't it incredible that only 7 people turned up? But there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook or anything like that that time. The telephone was years and years away yet. There was no way but the old leaflets that used to be distributed here and there. On the Shinny Yenshe, just leaflets. The 7 came. Anybody else but a person with the intellect and the desire and the patriotism of Michael Cusack would have quit with only 7 there. He went ahead and spoke as if there were thousands listening. And when he proposed, seconded by Martha Staffin, I think that this association, the Gaelic Athletic Association, we found that all 7 hands went up. And among those 7 was an international rugby player of that time. He was there, he wasn't at any further meeting, but Maradaster to be a law of an art. That's why, appropriately, there's a plaque over the graves of all 7 that were there. Some in London, some in Ireland. There's a plaque over them all now. But this was the man. He's where he should be as well, outside Croke Park, another magnificent one as you go in behind the Cusack stand. He's spoken about since he started, 1871, there was a society, they weren't coming together to organise sport, to preserve the Irish language. He was in that as well. And all those, he brought them all together, and we all know what it has become. And in the presence of Cordan, the moon agus Cordan, Clár agus Lochran, I don't think the GA was ever in a stronger position than it is now, in the cities and the towns of Ireland and rural Ireland as well. Now, ní mór an eile le rágam mar tá spéir an angry sea sky dar siad sa bhéarla, tá farad an spéir. As better not father we and keep I think it's drifting towards Cork, you know, they'll be coming to Killarney on Sunday, they'll be drifting towards Thurles, towards Thurles the following Sunday. They're having a great year so far. Now Clare, it's been a fantastic hurling year so far, and hopefully it will revive. The football is picking up as well, so tá honourably and rowing, but 2017 will be remembered for a long time as the time that an appropriate statue of Michael Cusack was unveiled outside Cusack Park in Ennis, his home county. I would list him among the very, very top Irishmen of all time. He got the ideas, he supported it, he let other people carry it on, Shin Moravi. So, Neil Morana Lillaragum, I'm supposed to, I don't know what I do, it's a knot that's on the cloth down there. Usually you pull the string, but Clare do things differently. They do them very well. So, but Amila Mahagib, I will count a string. Now, I will count before I pull the string that will unveil it from 10 to 0 Oscailge, and I want to hear the famous Clare shouting a day as soon as I start. Guramila Mahagib.